Jake walks into the dealership ready to buy. Marcus walks out of the dealership and goes home to think. Jake drives off the lot in a brand new car. Marcus spends 3 weeks researching and buys a 2-year-old version of the exact same vehicle for $12,000 less. 1 year later, Jake is underwater on his loan. Marcus has more equity in his car than Jake paid as a down payment. Neither of them sat down and did the full math before signing. Most people never do. And in 2026 specifically, that gap between what feels smart and what actually is smart has never been wider. To establish a fair baseline for comparison, imagine two earners with identical financial profiles. Both Jake and Marcus pull in $72,000 a year. They both want the same vehicle, a $38,000 mid-size SUV. Same model, same trim, same feature set, they both have $4,000 saved for a down payment. Same bank, same credit scores. The only difference is what they do next. Jake buys new. He's buying in 2026, and the market has not been kind to buyers for several straight years. The dealer isn't moving units at sticker. There's a $1,800 market adjustment printed on the window, and the salesman explains it like weather. It's just the climate out there right now. Jake doesn't love it. He signs anyway. His loan is $35,800 financed over 72 months at 7.1% interest. His monthly payment comes out to $615. That's the number he tells people when they ask. That is not the number that actually matters. Marcus goes a different direction entirely. He finds the same SUV, a 2024 model with 22,000 miles on it, at a used lot across town. He pays $26,500. Same $4,000 down, same bank, and his monthly comes out to $430. That's $185 less than Jake every single month. Marcus doesn't feel like he's winning. The car has miles on it. There's a small scuff near the rear door panel. It doesn't have that smell. But the math is already moving in his direction, and it's going to keep moving for the next 5 years, whether Marcus notices it or not. Here's the first thing almost nobody calculates before they buy new in 2026. Depreciation on a new vehicle has snapped back hard. During the pandemic years, used car prices ballooned so dramatically that new cars held value in ways that hadn't been seen in decades. That era ended. Inventory recovered. Used prices corrected, and now new cars are back to doing exactly what they always did before anyone started treating a Kia like a collectible. The average new vehicle loses somewhere between 15% and 20% of its value in the first year alone. On a $38,000 SUV, that's $5,700 to $7,600 gone before you've made 12 payments. Nothing left your wallet. It evaporated from the value column, and the bank doesn't adjust your loan balance to reflect it. The damage compounds through year 2 and 3, though at a slower rate. By the time a vehicle hits that 3-year mark that Marcus started at, roughly 55% of the original value has already burned away. That's the depreciation trough. It's the exact moment when buying used becomes mathematically advantageous. The vehicle has already absorbed the steepest loss curve. What remains is a flatter, more stable decline. Jake is underwater within 6 months. His car is worth approximately $31,000. His loan balance is still sitting around $34,000. That gap has a name. It's called negative equity, and it also means Jake is stuck. If his situation changes, if he needs to sell the car, if something unexpected forces his hand, he can't exit cleanly. He would owe the bank more than any buyer would give him. Marcus doesn't have this problem. He bought a car where the worst depreciation already happened before he ever touched the steering wheel. His loan balance and his car's market value are running close together from month 1. He has options that Jake simply doesn't have. Here's what Jake doesn't see when he's looking at that $615 payment. At 7.1% interest over 72 months, Jake pays roughly $8,500 in interest on top of the purchase price. His total cost of the vehicle, before insurance and before a single oil change, lands somewhere around $48,300. That's more than $10,000 above the sticker price he thought he was agreeing to in the showroom. The dealer showed him the payment. No one told him the total. Those are two completely different conversations, and only one of them actually matters. Marcus finances at 8.4%. Used car loan rates are frequently higher than new car rates. That is backwards. It's also just how it works, and most buyers don't know it until they're sitting in the finance chair. His total interest over 60 months comes to about $5,800. His all-in cost for the same vehicle 2 years older is roughly $32,300. The rate is worse. The total is still dramatically lower. That's the counterintuitive part of buying used that gets almost no attention. Everyone focuses on the rate. Almost nobody focuses on the total. Now let's talk about what happens inside the finance office. Jake's experience doesn't end with the market adjustment. There's a documentation fee, typically $400 to $800 depending on the state. There's nitrogen in the tires, which is air, at a $200 upcharge. There's a paint and fabric protection package presented as if the service technicians already applied it this morning. Jake declines most of it. He doesn't decline all of it. He's been in the dealership for 3.5 hours. He's tired. The hard part feels over. Someone is asking him to make 5 decisions in 20 minutes, and 2 of those decisions get folded into the loan before he's fully tracked the math. That's not bad luck. That's design. The cumulative effect of these add-ons across 50 dealerships in a city adds up to hundreds of millions in annual revenue. It's not incidental. It's a primary profit center, and the finance manager's compensation is often directly tied to attachment rate. Insurance works against Jake too. New vehicles cost more to insure. That's not editorial. That's how actuarial tables price risk. Jake's full coverage on a $38,000 new SUV runs about $1,680 a year in his zip code. Marcus's full coverage on the same vehicle 2 model years older runs about $1,340. That's $340 a year. Over 5 years, Jake pays an extra $1,700 just in insurance premium difference. Add it to the running total. The total keeps growing. Here's the honest scoreboard at the end of year 5. Jake has made 60 of his 72 payments. He still has a year left on this loan. His car is worth approximately $16,000. He owes around $11,200. His equity position is roughly $4,800. His total out-of-pocket so far, counting the down payment, all payments, interest, those dealer add-ons, and the insurance gap, is somewhere around $42,000. He still owes another $7,400. Marcus paid off his loan 4 months ago. His car is worth approximately $13,500. He owns it outright. His total spend was about $32,300. He's been paying only insurance and maintenance costs for the last 4 months. His cost is done. Jake's isn't. Giving you only the downsides of buying new would be incomplete, and you'd be right to call that out. There are legitimate reasons people buy new. The warranty on a brand new vehicle is comprehensive. For 3 years or 36,000 miles, almost nothing comes out of your pocket mechanically. Marcus bought a car with 22,000 miles already behind it. His warranty runway is shorter. When something breaks at 80,000 miles, Marcus writes the check and Jake doesn't. If you're buying a vehicle with a historically rough reliability record, that warranty gap is real money. A $2,400 transmission repair hits very differently when someone else covers it. And there are market windows when manufacturer incentives change the equation. Some automakers push 0% financing for qualified buyers at specific times of year. If you can lock 0% on new versus paying 8% on used, that changes the math significantly. Run the actual numbers. Don't assume new always loses. Sometimes the incentive structure makes new the genuinely smarter call. But in 2026, with rates where they are and inventory back to normal, those deals are narrow. The average buyer isn't getting 0%. The average buyer is getting 7.1% and nodding along because the salesman said that's about where everyone lands these days. There's one more piece of this that almost nobody brings up before they sign. When you buy new in 2026, you're not just paying for the car. You're paying for the psychological experience of owning a new car. That experience is real. The smell is real. The satisfaction of being the first one to put miles on something is real. None of that is irrational. But it has a price, and that price is somewhere between $10,000 and $16,000 over 5 years, depending on your specific numbers. If you know that going in, it's a choice. If you don't know that going in, it's just money you didn't realize you were spending. The number that changes everything is the one most buyers never build before they walk onto the lot: total cost. Not the monthly payment, not the sticker price. Every dollar that leaves your pocket or your checking account from the day you sign to the day you either sell the vehicle or pay off the loan. Down payment, all 60 or 72 payments, total interest, every dealer fee, insurance premium difference compared to a used alternative, and the opportunity cost of the extra cash going out every month. When you build that table honestly, the new car almost never wins against a 2- or 3-year-old version of itself. The worst depreciation has already landed. The hard miles haven't been driven yet. Someone else absorbed the most expensive year of ownership, and you're stepping in right after it. That's not settling for less.